You send the text. 3 dots appear, then disappear, then nothing. And before you even notice it happening, your mind starts replaying the conversation. Did that sound wrong? Should you have said it differently? What did they actually mean by okay? There is nothing left to decide. The message is sent, the conversation is over, but your brain will not let it go. You lie in bed that night, running through it again and again. You know this is pointless. You've told yourself to stop 100 times, but somehow telling yourself to stop never works. Maybe it's not even a text. Maybe it's the meeting where you spoke too fast, the interview answer you gave 3 days ago, the joke that landed wrong at dinner. Different scene, same loop. Your brain pulls it back up like it's still waiting for something, like the moment isn't actually finished, even though everyone else in the room has already moved on. And the strange part is, you're not lazy about it. You're not choosing to dwell. It just happens. 1 second you're brushing your teeth, and the next you're back in that conversation from Tuesday, dissecting a sentence that's already 3 days old. Here's what nobody tells you about that loop in your head. It is not a flaw. Your brain is not broken. It thinks it is protecting you. Every time you replay that conversation, your brain isn't wasting time. It believes it's preventing a mistake, catching a danger you might have missed, making sure you're never caught off guard like that again. To your brain, overthinking feels like work. Important work. The kind you can't just walk away from. That's why just stop thinking about it never works. You're not fighting a bad habit. You're fighting a system that thinks it's keeping you alive. You've probably tried the usual advice. Distract yourself. Journal it out. Think positive. And for a few minutes, it helps. Then you're back in the loop by dinner. That's not because you're weak-willed. It's because none of that advice touches the real reason the loop keeps running. Most advice treats overthinking like a bad habit, something you do out of boredom or nervous energy, like biting your nails. So the fix is always the same shape. Replace the habit. Occupy your hands, occupy your mind, and the urge will fade. But overthinking doesn't fade the way a habit does. You can distract yourself for an hour and still fall right back into the exact same loop the second you're alone with your thoughts again. That's the clue everyone misses. If overthinking were just a habit, distraction would cure it. It doesn't, which means something else is driving the loop. Something your brain believes matters too much to just ignore. So what is actually happening inside your head? A psychologist named Susan Nolen-Hoeksema spent over 2 decades studying people who couldn't stop overthinking. She noticed something strange. The people caught in these loops genuinely believed they were problem-solving. They'd tell her they were working through it or trying to understand their feelings. It felt productive to them. It felt necessary. But when she measured their actual outcomes, the story fell apart. The overthinkers weren't finding better answers. They were finding worse ones. Their predictions about the future were more pessimistic and less accurate. All that mental effort wasn't solving anything. It was just spinning. Here's where it gets stranger. Your brain has a kind of internal alarm system. Scientists call it your amygdala, the part of your brain built to detect threats, like a smoke alarm for danger. When your brain flags a social mistake, an awkward text, a risky decision, that alarm doesn't just go off once. It keeps replaying the moment, trying to squeeze out one more clue that might keep you safe next time. But there's a second part of your brain whose job is to notice when a thought has stopped being useful and shut it down. Think of it as the manager who's supposed to tell the alarm, "Okay, we heard you, you can stop now." In people who overthink a lot, this manager is weaker. It doesn't step in as quickly. So the alarm just keeps ringing, long after the danger has passed. Quick question for you. When was the last time you were still thinking about something hours after there was nothing left to do about it? Let me know in the comments. This is where the real shift happens. Overthinking isn't proof that something is wrong with you. It's proof that your brain's alarm system is doing its job a little too well and its manager hasn't caught up yet. And that changes everything about how you interrupt it. You don't need to fight the thought or force it away. You need to gently tell your own alarm the same thing that manager would. Notice the loop. Name it out loud, even quietly. This is my brain trying to protect me. It's not new information anymore. That single moment of naming it does something willpower alone can't. It gives the slower, calmer part of your brain a chance to step in and turn the alarm off. You won't stop the first replay. The alarm will still go off, but you can shorten the loop. What used to take 30 minutes of spiraling can start taking 5, then 2, not because you're forcing it, but because your brain is learning the alarm doesn't need to run this long anymore. Try this the next time it happens. The moment you catch yourself replaying something for the 3rd or 4th time, ask yourself one question. Is there a new decision to make right now, or am I just replaying old footage? If there's nothing left to decide, you're not thinking. You're looping. And naming that difference, out loud or in your head, is often enough to loosen the loop's grip, even before it fully lets go. It won't feel dramatic the first time you try it. It rarely does. But do it enough times, in enough of these moments, and you'll start to notice the loop getting shorter without you fighting it so hard. So the next time you catch yourself replaying that text for the 10th time, you don't have to panic about being that person who overthinks everything. You can recognize it for what it actually is. Your brain, trying to keep you safe, a little too loudly. Thank you for watching. Drop a comment and tell me what topic you want explained next.